Welcome everybody to another episode of Living Life with Rick and Jerry. Today we're going to be making an LAUSD coffee cake. Now this recipe is given to me by my sister, and this is the actual LA Unified School District recipe of old-fashioned coffee cake from 1954. So yeah, let's get started. Alrighty guys, so to start we're going to need about 2.5 cups of baker's flour, or also known as bread flour. And we're also going to need 1 cup of brown sugar, which is right here. Mine's a little clumpy and old, so I guess I suggest you get good brown sugar. Also, we're going to need 1/2 cup and 1 tablespoon of regular sugar. So we're also going to need 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, as you see there. And also 1 teaspoon of salt. Excuse the cinnamon there on the side. And please use a fine salt, because I used real coarse salt. It didn't come out that great. And also use 1 teaspoon of baking soda, which is right here. And another 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So just set those to the side. You're also going to need 1 egg, so don't forget the egg. And you're going to need 1 cup of buttermilk. Okay, so buttermilk. And the last thing here is 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Oh, and one more thing. The 3/4 cup of unscented oil, canola oil preferably, even though it's not that healthy. But, you know, we're making a cake, so it's not going to be healthy at all. So, yeah, just set that to the side. And the first thing we're going to do, okay, we're going to take our flour. So you can see here, I'm playing with it in the bowl. And, you know, again, this is bread flour, baker's flour. It says so on the recipe. So you're going to have that. And we are going to combine the sugars to the flour, as you see here. Boom. Put in the bowl. All right, and then we're going to add the salt. Again, use a finer salt. I use a very coarse salt. I should have adjusted my salt shaker, but, you know, too late now. Adding your nutmeg. And then we're going to add in our oil. And we're going to mix this by hand until it's kind of clumpy, you know. It doesn't have to be fully thoroughly mixed. But I really went hard on it because my brown sugar was really messed up on this one. It was really clumpy. As you can see, I was like trying to crack it with my spatula, and it wouldn't break apart. So just make sure to use a fairly new brown sugar so this doesn't happen to you. So yeah, you're just going to combine the ingredients so they get clumpy like that. And this has a consistency of, like, I don't want to say doughy, but it's very clumpy, easy to clump. And you're going to take out 1/2 cup, okay? And you're going to set this to the side. And the reason is this is going to be your topping. So we're going to set that to the side, have a separate container there. And with that separate 1/2 cup, we're going to put in that cinnamon mixture, or the cinnamon, not mixture. Now we're going to have a mixture because we're going to mix it up. So yeah, mix in the cinnamon with all the other ingredients that you have already mixed. And again, it's going to get all clumpy, and that's great. That's the way you want it. I had to break apart some brown sugar because, man, that thing was like almost like candy. So once you mix it, get your, how much was it? I already forgot. 1 cup of buttermilk. And we're going to add it to the main mix that we've already done. You're going to throw in your baking soda. And there it is, going in. Boom. And then your baking powder. And there we go. And you're going to throw in your egg. So just crack it in. Add it to the mix. Drop an eggshell in there, so you can see. Take it out. Don't drop any eggshells on your food. Now you're just going to mix it up. Okay, not too crazy. You don't want to mix it too much. You want to get it so it can get like almost like a dough consistency, but just don't mix it too much. Because if you mix it too much, then it's not gonna come out great. It has to be kind of clumpy. All right, get yourself a 9 by 13 pan. I think this is it, 9 by 13. I think mine was 8 by 13, but it works. Go ahead and butter it up, and then go ahead and throw in your concoction. So you can see what I'm doing here. Just spreading it around, making sure it's even and flat. Okay, so once you have that ready, you're gonna go ahead and grab your topping, and you're just gonna sprinkle the topping on top. If yours isn't clumping up as much as mine, just add a little bit more oil. It doesn't hurt. Just add a little bit more oil so it can get nice and clumpy. And then just put it in there and then just spread it. And spread it evenly through the top. This is what gives that coffee cake, sweetness, mixture that we all love from, our school days. The only thing good about school here in Los Angeles. So there you go. Just add it on top. And it's ready for the oven. So let's go ahead and preheat that oven. So now that we're at the oven, come on, Rick, get to the oven. We're going to set the oven at 350 degrees or 375, around there, estimate. And we're going to bake it for 25 to 30 minutes. So just check it with the toothpick. So once it's ready, pop that sucker out. This thing is super hot. Should have used the regular oven mitt, but I'm a dummy. So that's kind of like how it's supposed to look. So go ahead and throw your toothpick in there. As long as you don't see any dough or anything come up with it, it's ready to go. And as you can see, guys, this thing came out so good. The only problem that I had with it was the salt was a little bit too coarse for me. And it came out not too salty, but it's just, you get those big chunks of salt. So just be aware of that. But it came out fantastic, guys. The topping was amazing. The bread was super soft, super moist. I recommend once it's cooled down, cover it with the saran wrap so that way the moisture locks in. Okay, you don't want it to just hang out outside because then it's gonna dry up. So what I did is I cut it up into sections and I added, or each individual section, I wrapped it with saran wrap, and that kept it moist and ready for me. So when I had to go to work and or take it to somebody that I wanted to share with, they'd have a fresh, moist piece of cake, coffee cake, so that way they can have it with their coffee. And there's a high-res shot, delicious, sugary. It's just so good, guys. You guys got to try it out. If you haven't had a coffee cake from school, especially from LAUSD, go ahead and give this a shot. These are plenty of recipes. There are plenty of recipes for this, but this one was specifically given to me by my sister. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a good one, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.